I want to bring on somebody that I consider a friend. She is an amazing woman that has done some outstanding, amazing work all across America, but also in the state of Texas. She is currently running for Congress in District 7 over there. She is pretty much the #1 champion for angel families. These are families that have lost a loved one because of illegal immigration. And she is the founder of the Remembrance Project. And the work she has done is something that everyone needs to be aware of, especially those that vote in Texas. Her name is Maria Espinoza. Folks, please welcome her to the show. Maria, how are you?
I am doing well, Doug. Thanks so much for your nice word.
Thank you. Thank you. You are over there in Texas going at it at about 110 miles an hour. Are you getting any rest?
I am. I have a great team and they're wonderful grassroots patriots. So yes, I am.
Very, very good. When's what are we looking at for Election Day?
We have the primary. Election day is March 3rd, but early voting starts this month in just about another week, February 18th. Yeah,
Very
excited, cool. But it's been fun and a lot of good people out there. So I appreciate everyone's support.
Yeah, look, I just want to say that, as you know, we do a lot of this reporting that we do along the border, and we've, met some just amazing angel family members, and out of all the people that we've come across that are really sincere and caring about what's happening in America with the border and with illegal immigration and support of these angel families, that's you. There is nobody else out there that works as hard as you do and have done. Can you tell everybody a little bit about the Remembrance Project?
Yes, well, we started in 2009, my husband and I, after we learned about the killings of Houston police officers, and actually there were 5 police officers who were killed consecutively by people who shouldn't be here in the first place. And after some research, we learned that there were these policies called sanctuary city policies that one of the widows had filed against the city of Houston. And that's what we were curious about. And was shocked to learn that basically that illegal aliens are untouchable in these sanctuary city jurisdictions. And we created the Stone Life Quilt banners in order to raise awareness of all of the innocent Americans that were being killed by people who should not be here in the first place, and the horrific tragedies and shattered families that these murders and killings left behind, forever separate from their loved ones. And it seemed that no one was listening. And here we are, Doug, 10 years later. I never thought that we would even continue working and raising awareness 10 years into it. But, here we are.
Yeah, I agree. There's no way that, every time we expose something new on the border or we come up with a solution that we think will help and we get it out there and we blast it out everywhere and we think, okay, look, the government's going to get on top of this because it's really, really good. And then the wheels of government turn so slow and then sometimes become so incompetent. And I learned that the hard way, serving in the military and serving in law enforcement, watching how difficult sometimes it is, no matter who's in office, at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. I've served under Democrats and Republicans, and they all are up against the same deep state swamp, I guess is the best way of putting it. But the most important thing is that people like yourself never quit, and you keep pushing forward to try and do good things for all Americans, which is what's got you running right now for Congress. Tell us a little bit about your platform.
Exactly. Well, I'm conservative. I say straight across the board. We want less government, less taxes, pro-life, pro-family. and of course our First and Second Amendment, freedom of religious speech, and we want to retain our freedoms and liberties, follow the Constitution, Doug, and want to be left alone. But we certainly want our government to do what its fundamental duties are, which is secure our borders and make sure that we are and remain a sovereign nation. And you mentioned that the more work that you're and the longer that you're in this, the more you realize how bad things really are. And like I said, I never thought that I would be here with the Remembrance Project 10 years into it. I thought 2 years raising awareness, certainly those public servants who were voted into office to protect us and serve us, represent us, would do what's right. And they haven't. So here I am running for Congress. I've done everything I can think to do, Doug. And, we were able to visit when you were down here and you and Dustin along the border for a little while, and you can see some of the work that we've done. I've been into murder trials with the families, hearings, press conferences, testifying here on stateside, testifying before Congress in Washington, D.C., night watch to see through night vision illegal aliens crossing, helping with congressional resource as drafting, reviewing, recommending legislation stateside and again on the federal level. And here we are, up against the deep state and the swamp and the multi-million-dollar corporations that want our borders wide open so that they can profit off the backs of these illegal aliens. And guess who is left holding the bags in taxes? We, the taxpayer. Education, healthcare, adjudication, you name it, hospitalization, the resources, and we are the ones having to pay higher and higher taxes while these open borders corporations who already make millions, and they basically buy the vote of our representative, and we're the ones who are left with shattered families and certainly higher taxes. But the most egregious, as you know, Doug, is the loss of life. And absolutely, that is not acceptable, and that's a big reason, really the main reason why I'm here running for Congress in Houston, Texas.
Yeah, excellent. I want to talk a little bit about your opponent. One of the things that I've been telling people for years, and I definitely put it out on my show. First off, I'm all for veterans being a veteran, going into serve further and longer career, whether it's doing what I do or it's running for Congress, or any type position where you can use that experience from being a vet to help that cause. What I want people to understand, your opponent is a veteran, but what people have to look past, and I say that with everybody, even myself, look past the fact that I'm a vet, look at what I've done or haven't done for my country. And when it comes to voting and it comes to issues that affect everyone in that district, you've got to look at the results that the candidates have actually produced, not what their title was. And just because someone served in the United States military or was a veteran law enforcement officer does not mean that that in itself as a title is going to make you more qualified for that district or that state or for America for that matter. You've got to look at the ground roots of that person. What have they done for that district and for that state? With that, I'll let you talk a little bit about, how you see that or how you view that, because I know you've done some outstanding work throughout Texas and America.
Right. Thank you. And thank you for asking about that. No, I do have 5 other opponents, but the main reason I actually did look at this race and wanted to run was because the individual you're talking about, and that's Wesley Hunt, he does not have a Republican voting record, number one. He is running as a Republican, and he actually works for the company that I have been fighting since 2011. For the first time I testified, and Perry Home Builders, they came in along with the grocer Charles Butts and killed a bill. It was SB 9 that was supposed to be legislation to eliminate sanctuary city policies in Houston. And several of us went up and testified. We did a fantastic job with evidence. And Perry Home Builders and Charles Butts, they sent their lobbyist, I guess, and went there and killed the bill. So I can't tell you how many Americans and innocent Texans would still be here if they had not killed the bill to eliminate sanctuary cities in Houston, in Texas. And that's why I'm running. This is very personal to me. For 10 years, we've poured our heart and soul into trying to save lives. And I know you met Dan Golvach, and he is one family member whose son would probably still be here, Spencer, if this bill was passed and these illegal aliens were deported and taken off the streets. The individual who killed Spencer spent 63 months in prison, and he was released into the streets, Doug. This is something that is unacceptable, and I take it personally because this individual, Wesley Hunt, voted in a primary in 2008 as a Democrat. So he voted for Obama. He voted for Obama's open border policies, and the situation that we're in today and we're fighting is largely due to Obama's unconstitutional amnesty, like the DACA and DAPA. And once again, multi-million-dollar corporations getting involved. And like I mentioned earlier, we're left holding the bag, but the most egregious is a loss of life due to at the hands of these illegal aliens. So that is something that people need to do their research. And like you mentioned, you can't camouflage his voting record. You can't camouflage the fact that he works for a multi-million-dollar company that squashes a law that would have kept our community safe, not only the families, but our businesses. And look at where we are today, Doug. Opioid crisis, the sex and human trafficking, out of control. And Houston is the hub. You look at the kidnappings, the killings, the gangs in our schools as well, putting our children in high risk and in danger. And that's why I'm running, So I thank you, number one, for interviewing some of our families and for bringing this up, because people do need to know what's going on, and we have to stop the swamp from dictating who our representatives are, because they don't take their orders from us. This individual, Wes Hunt, is going to take his orders from his commander, and that is Perry Home Builders.
Correct, because we already know that he's admitted he didn't vote for Trump. I believe he backed Hillary Clinton. And so here he is disguising himself as a Republican, as far as I'm concerned, from everything I've seen and learned about the man. I don't want to go into trashing him or bashing him, which is something that I could do very easily. And that's not what this program is about tonight. But I just want our viewers to understand that anytime you go vote, you have to take it serious. You have to remember the men and women that have sacrificed their lives for you to have that ability, and for you to take that vote and just base it off of what maybe your family's done for years. So you're just going to automatically vote this way or that way and not do your homework on the candidates as far as what they've actually done for this country or that district or that state is a travesty to all of those that served to help make what we have today with our Constitution.
Right. Doug, I want to add also that it's not good enough to have an R by your name as a candidate. I have worked for the
Yeah.
party, volunteered for the party. I've been a 3-time elected delegate. I was also voted as a statewide alternate delegate to the national convention. I volunteered as a poll watcher, alternate election judge. I've worked on 4 different campaigns. So I've done the time for the party as well. It's a very, it saddens me that someone like this could even get in the race, but I guess that's our right as citizens. But please, I do want all your viewers to do their homework wherever they live, to do your homework on each candidate and not go by the memorized talking points. So do your research.
Exactly. Well said. That is the most important thing that I stress over and over and over again is don't listen to the talking points of the drive-by media or your friends. Look at it yourself and pay close attention. Maria, where can everybody find you and learn more about, I think, Dustin put it up here at the bottom of the screen, I believe, at Maria for Congress 2020, and I can't see if that's a .com or .org, what, because it's blocked. .com.
Yeah,
All right. And then you're also, you have your Facebook and Twitter as well?
Yes, so my Facebook and Twitter are Maria for America. So that's at Maria for America. And please go on there and share our information. Fundraising, Doug, is so difficult for conservatives, for America First candidates. There's not one fundraiser in Houston who will work with me because I am a conservative.
Yeah. And hey, look, just so you know, if you haven't already heard this yet, I've been banned for life on Twitter. Otherwise, I would have signed up over there on Twitter to give you some my personal insight about what a great person you are.
Facebook actually banned and put our chaplain in Facebook jail, so she's banned until after March 3rd or March 6th or something. Our chaplain for sending out prayers to our president.
That is so sad.
Congress, I would put a stop to this nonsense and this double standard. I would work really hard to stop Facebook.
I have no doubt that that's exactly what you would do. It was an honor and a pleasure when I had the opportunity to meet you. I hope we are able to do that more in the future. I thank you so much for coming on tonight. And look, you are the right candidate for this position. And I hope that the voters realize that and look deep into what you have done for this, not just the district, not just the state, but for America and the people that hurt the most. And Maria, thank you very, very much.
Thank you so much. God bless you, Doug. And it's an honor to meet with you too. So keep up the great work. We need more voices like you out there.
Thank you. Well, I will definitely keep pushing for that.